Oh no, I am just marking off just a little trim on this body. Remember what we were putting the neck on to make the sizing correct? I found that it fits perfectly across the knee. So as we hold it, it works lovely there. Just rests your hand right where that pickup's going to be. Mwah. This bit, however, could just come down another little bit, I think. So let's head to the bandsaw and get that bit done. That's a bit better, a little bit sleeker, a little bit slimmer, not as heavy looking, but still nicely placed whether you're stood up or sat with it on your knee. Now, often at this point, we then start rounding over the edges, but I'm going to round over in a slightly different way. This is, after all, church pew that we're making this out of, and we're putting the whole stained glass window in as well. So let's edge it as a lot of pews are edged, just like these. I made these shelves out of pew ends a long time ago, but more importantly, can you see how that's edged? It actually has a concave finish to it rather than a round over fit. Now, that concave shape is actually very common in lots of different parts of churches, and that's what we're going to do all the way around the edge of the guitar. Oh, and I thought while I'm in the house, I'll show you this guitar, which you may remember as the first guitar finished on the Jurg's Cup competition. Jurgen was a good friend of ours in the Guitar Builders Collective who died last year. So we created the Jurg's Cup competition, and Jurg's Cup 2 has already begun. The second year. You have 1 year, yes, 1 year to complete a full build, and this is hardware store wood. That's what we want to use. If you can make other parts of the build from hard store stuff as well, that'd be even better. Really simple. Get on Instagram, get on YouTube, find the Guitar Builders Collective, hashtag Jurg's Cup 2, and join in the fun. This is a community build. It's not a competition to win a load of prizes. This is just for the fun of it. Entry is simple. Buy some merch, donate some money to your own country's leukemia research centre, and if you want to know any more, I'll put some links in the description that you can go and check out now. Get building, folks. Now, I've stated previously that I really don't like power outers. However, this is easily going to be the best tool for the job. To get that even concave all the way around this curvy edge, you're not really going to be able to beat a power router to do that. But before that, we need to give this a quick sand in, just to get rid of any little ridges like that one there and that one there, to make sure that that route is going to be nice and smooth. And not forgetting that we want that both sides. Nice, I like that. So a quick rub over with the sandpaper just so we don't get any splinters. And that is that. Nicely edged. Ooh, I like it. Now what I'm going to do here, can you see that the neck pocket slopes down but not fully? So I'm just going to take a chisel and continue that slope down to neck pocket level. So now we get to the interesting bit, cutting great big holes out of here. So with the bridge positioned, just to make sure everything's in the right place, I've laser cut out a few of my F holes that I've used on a few of my guitars in the past as templates, and I've gone through a few different sizes just to make sure they're all in the right place. But we're basically going to have a great big hole, something like that there, and then another one flipped over. So I think they want to be positioned like that. And those holes that we cut out all the way through the body will be what will eventually be filled in with some stained glass. Now, along with cutting the holes out of that, I also want to recess in there, not just the stained glass, but a window frame effectively to hold the stained glass in place. And I want to do that out of oak, again, so it matches the neck. So I have this slab here, which is big enough to make a template. And if we use the laser, then we should be able to get the window frame and the template out of the same cut. So firstly, I'm going to cut this piece of wood right down the middle, because that will make it substantially easier for the laser to cut through. And if you're a massive bandsaw company, send me a massive bandsaw to sponsor the channel, will you? Much obliged here. Back to handsaws for now though. Ow! No, seriously, just give me a massive bandsaw. We'll put a big name on the channel. It's great. And on to the modern day tracing paper. And this is what we end up with. So the two pieces, I've just super glued those back together, so I've got a nice thick template that I can use a little bit probably with a router, but I'm still gonna have to get in there with chisels for those edges and corners. We have what will become the window frames. You see how thin they are. All right, and then these sections are basically spare and waste. But because that's my F shape, I'll keep that, and that might come in for something else somewhere at some point. Maybe. What I'm certainly going to do with it for now is keep it inside that section, just to keep these a little bit safer, because they've got a bit of bracing on the inside of them. So what I'm doing at the minute, I've placed the bridge exactly where it needs to be while the neck was on. And then I'm just putting these bits of masking tape on just to give me something to draw on, so I can mark off exactly where I want these to be before I then put the template down and actually start cutting holes. So now we should be able to use this template to match up the placement with the drawings with the pencils. So I know at that point there I can now clamp this down and start drilling through, and probably go through with a noisy router, because that's not scary at all, is it? Cutting two massive holes in this body that you spent a lot of hours on. Hey ho. bad at all. That pointy end was always going to be the tricky thing. Thankfully, I have a myriad of different size chisels. And while I cut out the next one, make sure you watch this video here. Check out all the links in the description for the Jurg's Cup 2. Get joined in with that. And I'll see you next week where we figure out how the heck to do stained glass windows. Because currently I haven't got a clue. Toodle pip. God bless.